What's shaking, everybody? My name is Ross Mandell. I'm coming to you guys live today from Delray Beach, Florida. I'm at Scott Woolley Studios, and boy, we have a visual treat for you guys today. All I can say to you is that her body at one point was broken, but something happened to her in the wake of literally an unspeakable tragedy. She was run over by a car and should be dead, crippled for life. And instead, she does cartwheels, she can dance, and she can play pickleball. She's a wife, she's a mom, and she's got a hot new podcast. When she's not making films through Chelsea Films, the Isaiah Project, when she's not doing all that, she's sharing her podcast. She is just really a special gal, Laura Scarpati. What's shaking,
Hi,
baby?
Ross. Oh my gosh, what an intro. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I could feel your energy right through the camera. I swear, it's crazy.
I mean, same. I feel it too.
I love it. I love it.
So fun.
So I'm not exaggerating, first and foremost, correct? I mean, tell us a story about what happened.
It was 2020, which I know was a tough year for many of us. COVID. We had just left LA. I was working for the Ellen Show at the time.
You were working for the Ellen Show?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Yes. And so I was working West Coast hours. So we had fled Los Angeles. We had drove across the country with our 2.5-year-old and our dog. I was 18 weeks pregnant.
18 weeks. Wow.
And we got to New York, and I had to go get my pregnancy labs done with a new doctor in New York. And so I went to the office one day, and it was COVID, so they wouldn't let me stay in the waiting room, which is fine. It was August 14th. It was a beautiful, sunny day. It felt so good to be outside. So I went outside. I'm working West Coast hours, so this is 10 in the morning. I go outside, and I go across the parking lot, and there's these two beautiful trees. I sit down under them, and this little older lady comes through the parking lot. She's going so slow, and the only reason I know this is because there's a security camera footage of this taken from the school across the street. And she comes in so slow, and she mistakes the gas pedal for the brake. And she zooms up this little hill that I'm on, hits two trees, and I'm sitting in the grass, crisscross applesauce on the ground.
God.
And the car tire runs over me, and it all happens in a millisecond.
Right, you can't even move.
It happens in a millisecond, but for me, time slowed down.
I can imagine.
It was crushing darkness, and I realized what was happening. And because I was pushed basically forward, so one of the tires went over my hip, so it shattered my hip socket.
It actually went over you?
Mm-hmm. Went over me. One tire went here. So I should not be here.
You should have been dead immediately.
Inches in another direction, it would have been my head. It would have been internal bleeding everywhere. Everything. It was, and I have been to, we can get into this later, but I have been to a medium that has told me that there was divine intervention that day.
There's no question. I mean, I can't even, you didn't get hit by a car. You got run over by a car.
I got run over by a car. And I'm not a big person. It wasn't there's not much padding. It was
right.
You
look like you weigh about 75 pounds.
A little more than that.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
5'6", you're 120.
I'm 120-ish, yeah. And so what happened was, after the car went over, I was laying on the ground, and my consciousness flew out of my body. I hovered above myself, and I saw myself laying there. I also saw people around me move in to come help me. And then I went back down into my body, and I opened my eyes and there was a woman in front of me. A bus driver had seen it happen and she had gotten out of the car and come to check on me. And I was convinced this was it. I thought I was going to die. I thought to myself, I lived an amazing life. I'm so grateful that I had this great life. And I just thought I was going to die. I was complete surrender. I wasn't panicking. I was at peace with it. And I really, when I think back on it now, I think when I pulled up, when I was above myself, when I had slipped through the veil and saw myself from above, I feel like whatever was surrounding me in that moment gave me this peace. And I knew that I didn't need to be in control. It was all was as planned.
I kind of sort of get it, having been through some tragedies in my life, but this is like, I mean, you were conscious pretty much the whole time, or did you black out?
No, so then I was conscious. Then, and I
Where
wasn't
Where
in
was
pain.
the car? It didn't stop on you, right? It continued?
No, this poor lady. And I have this visual of her standing, a little bit farther away, looking at me, holding her purse. She was she just ran over a pregnant lady. Like, she was not, this poor lady. I felt terrible for her. Well, yes. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, she didn't obviously mean to. It was an accident. But yeah, I really felt for her. I felt for her. I still do. I tried to reach out to her. She didn't want to talk to me, but I wanted to talk to her and tell her I was okay.
What a woman you are, because my instinct is to let's kill her. I'm just saying that
it was an accident.
I understand, but if you would have died and lost the baby, they might have charged her with murder, manslaughter of you and the child.
Oh gosh,
there's a million legal,
yes,
algorithms
totally.
and stuff.
I never even went there, but I'm glad that did not happen.
So now you're sort of laying there. The car, you can't see, right? You can't move really, right?
I'm laying on the ground. I'm laying on the ground, and this man comes over.
Did you feel pain? Or not yet?
Not at the moment. I think I was in shock. Yeah, I didn't feel pain yet. I knew my hip. I knew there was something going on with the hip. I couldn't hold my knee up, and I was wearing a dress. And I remember somebody putting a blanket over me because I probably was just flashing everybody because obviously I'm just laying on the ground. Someone put a blanket over me, but I couldn't hold my knee up, and because my hip socket was shattered. But this man came over and he had called 911 and he asked if there's anyone I wanted him to call, and I gave him my husband's phone number.
Oh my God! So you were lucid and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hit my head.
Well,
that's
it
the
doesn't
thing.
matter.
My head was it was pushed down into the grass, but I didn't.
You might have blacked out. I mean, your body might have just shut down to help you. It's like a healing thing,
Right.
If you felt all that pain, the system might be just overloaded.
Totally.
I mean, this is a crazy story. Now, where was this exactly? What city?
It's in Rochester, New York, upstate New York.
Okay. And, I hate to say it, but you're waiting to see a doctor, and you have to go outside and sit under a tree. If I was your husband, I'd be like, Laura, what the fuck is going on with you? I would be, your husband must have been hysterical.
He was at the playground with our 2-year-old at the time. And yeah, I mean, he thought somebody was pranking him. He got this call from a 585 number, which is the local area code.
He didn't know, right?
And he was like, he was just trying to understand the voice. And then this man, Steve, put me on the phone. And I said, I got run over by a car.
Put you on the phone? You're laying there,
said, do you want to talk? I mean, the ambulance is there. They're putting a neck brace on me and they're about to scoop me up. I mean, I'm sitting there. He's on speakerphone. So he held the phone up.
You didn't feel real pain yet.
It was starting. Pain was starting, and then they scooped me up, put me in the ambulance, and that's when I started feeling pain. But they couldn't give me anything because I was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, the pain started raging, and there was nothing they could do. It was 10 minutes to the hospital, and then I remember you go to the ER, and the ER is busy. even if you're getting dropped off by the ambulance. I remember waiting kind of in triage, with my neck brace on, laying down, screaming for help because the pain was so bad. And then once I got in, there was like a million doctors all over me. And they were like, we're going to put you out because we have to get you into a CT scan. And I was like, do it.
Right.
Do it.
Knock me out.
Yes. And then they're like, we need to put your hip back in place. And I was like, great. Because there was a hole. There's like an actual hole in the side of my hip because the socket was shattered, but the ball was like hanging out. They had to like they had to put it back in.
Yeah, but at the time, you don't know any of these things, right? You just aren't laying there. Now, did you tell them you were pregnant right away? Because they didn't know you were pregnant, right? Because the first thing
they knew that because I came in with the ambulance, so they had explained it.
Right.
But
you had to tell them. They didn't know.
Right. I told them when I was laying there before I got picked up. Yes. And then, I kind of came to a little bit when I was coming out of the CT scan, and I was still pretty out of it from whatever they gave me to put me out. But there was a woman doing an ultrasound. And the only reason why I knew the baby was okay is because she was like cooing. You know, when there's like a baby, when a nurse is doing an ultrasound, she's like, "Oh, I see this."
Yeah, of course.
You know, that's what I heard. I didn't hear what she was saying. I was totally out of it. But yeah, then I waited there for most of the day. Then they put me in traction. Do you know what traction is?
I was in traction in my life.
You were too?
I was.
I have a million questions. Was it for your leg?
No, it's for my back. I had herniated ruptured disc when I was playing high school football.
My gosh.
One of my stupid teammates, I made a great play, and I was so excited. I went to the sideline. One of my stupid teammates expressed his love for me by putting his head down and ramming into my back, tackling me because, just a stupid guy thing. And I ended up in traction for 17 days.
Oh my gosh.
I had 2 ruptured herniated discs, and it's plagued me my whole adult life, just so you know, because it only gets worse and worse and worse. You can't heal from that. Now with stem cells, we can heal. But back in those days, they didn't have that kind of thing. They didn't even know what to call it. That was before MRIs. This was 1973, 72. Yeah.
So you were in traction for 17 days?
Well,
you had to lay in a bed for 17 days?
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
I was very young and I wasn't pregnant, and they were giving me medications and I was okay, to be honest. I was watching TV. I wasn't going to school. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't remember it being so
you
terrible.
You were chilling.
Yeah. But I didn't have I didn't have a spiritual experience, except I remember having a lot of chicken soup. And throughout the rest of my life, whenever I don't feel good or things are not going well or I'm in pain, I have chicken soup. It's like a Jewish thing.
Oh, I love that. It sounds delicious. I want some right now.
Tell me about you. This is your show today,
Laura. Sorry. Yes. Well, no, so I was in traction for the weekend because this happened on Friday.
In the hospital.
And in the hospital, yes. So in the hospital, I only remember it was 4:30 on a Friday because my hip surgeon came in and she looked over my bed. I was in the ICU and she said, "We're going to have to do this surgery on Monday because it's 4:30 on a Friday."
Oh, God. You couldn't get run over? You couldn't get run over on a Monday?
I know.
What's wrong with you?
It's very unfortunate. So I was in traction for the weekend, but I remember it being really, really, really awful. But probably because I was in so much pain from all the other things. Like I had all this road rash all over my body.
They couldn't give you anything for pain just because you're pregnant?
Oh, no, they ended up giving me Dilaudid. Like they definitely did. They didn't in the ambulance, but they did give me.
Right. They had to. You would have lost your mind.
For sure. And there were times when it was not managed and I did lose my mind.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't even. I mean, this is like, so tell us what was the damage, the entirety of the different damage?
So I had a fractured hip socket, fractured pelvis in 5 places, broken rib, broken elbow.
Okay, and elbow. Which elbow?
This one.
And you still can play pickleball and all these things.
It's back now. We're good.
You can do the tango.
We could do the tango if we wanted.
Okay.
If we wanted, yes. And then the road rash, which was it's really almost like some of it on my back is like third degree burns, basically.
Yeah. Ooh,
so it's like, and the amazing thing is that, again, None of it's on my face. None of it's really where anyone sees it. I have a huge scar on my leg, obviously, from surgery, because there's a plate and 6 screws in there now as my hip socket.
What happened to the leg?
So, yes, they basically put this plate and 6 screws in there.
But why? Was it broken? Was it broken?
It was the hip socket shattered.
Right.
So, like, the socket part that holds the ball, this part shattered. So the plate and the screws.
So you don't have an artificial, but you don't have an artificial hip.
No.
Because they do that today, like it's like a routine almost. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
You were just, so they just had to sort of rebuild you a little bit.
They did. And my hip surgeon was amazing. And I don't know whether all surgeons are like cocky and amazing. But she basically was like, I did it so well, you are going to be fine. Like you are not going to have arthritis. You're going to be fine. And obviously, like, I was still recovering for so long because right after you have hip surgery, you can't bend past 90 degrees. So I couldn't walk on my leg for 3 months. So for 3 months, and I can't walk my leg, and this is broken, so I can't use a regular walker. So I had to use like a platform walker. And I think you probably saw the video of me walking and recovering, which is on my Instagram account.
I'm going to tell you this. I cried. So how do they find you on Instagram? Laura Scarpati?
So there's Laura Scar _LA is my personal account. And then the Woo Reports account, which is where I share all of this fun stuff, is at the Woo Report.
All right, because we're going to get to that at the end where everybody can find you. But I just want to let, in case people just watch this far, it's Stephanie and my team urged me to watch your Instagram. And I don't always do that before a podcast. And I try not to, bone up too much because I want my reactions to be on camera live rather than me know your whole story and then it's
I get that. I feel the same way about stuff like that with my podcast too.
And so I begrudgingly went on your Instagram at the urging of my team, and I literally had tears in my eyes crying. Your story, what was done to you and how it happened, and watching your recovery, well, I felt shattered. I felt your pain. I'm very empathetic. And it was like, wow. And like, it's just amazing the people in the hospitals when they're good, how they can help you and encourage you, right?
Oh my gosh.
And you had so much love. Your husband.
So much love.
And your children love you. But another thing is, the complicated thing is you're pregnant this whole time. So that's like a miracle child. Because when I'm in the hospital, first thing I say is, dope me up. Dope me up.
Of course.
I'm not interested in pain. I don't have to prove I'm a man. I've been there, done that. I don't want to feel pain. This is 2025. Dope me up. When I was the last time I was in an ambulance, and it turns out I had COVID. And they took me, I was in prison.
Oh my God.
And they called an ambulance, and that's very rare in prison. They called an ambulance and took me out of prison to go to the emergency room in a hospital in Miami, a great hospital. And as soon as I was I was in so much pain, I was telling the ambulance guys, and they said, all right, Mr. Mandell, we got you. And then within a minute, no pain.
Wow.
No pain. And I understand that you don't have to be in pain today. They have so many things, but if you're pregnant,
yeah, I know.
I don't know what because I've never been pregnant and I don't plan to be. I mean, there are some men that, believe that, they got a shot, but that's not for me to pass judgment, especially if you worked on the Ellen Show. You probably know some of them. But I'm just going to say that, to each his own. I don't judge anybody.
Amen.
And that's why I believe in God, because he's the judge, Mm-hmm. And so you are tragically, unexpectedly run over by a vehicle, by some poor old lady that probably shouldn't have been driving in the first place, in Rochester, New York in 2000.
She's not driving anymore. Yes.
What a shock. She's probably in Boca now driving. We're in Boca Raton with all these old people.
Oh, no.
They look like self-driving cars, but the people are so short, they've shrunk. You can't see them from the rear windshield.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
If you ever were in a public parking lot here in South Florida, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But but that's not the story. There's a lot of tragedies that occur like that. You're obviously a very special woman. I now know that even more than I did in my research. So I'm really good. I'm really good with people.
Thank you.
And you also had a spiritual experience. That I think that's the most interesting part of your story. Share this with us.
Well, yes. I mean, that's the out of body experience is really what sparked curiosity around it. Like, how did I see myself from up above? I've never had that sort of out of body experience before. So during my recovery, when I was laying in bed, as I did, because I couldn't do anything, I started asking questions. I started asking friends, and I started asking Matt, my husband, why do you think this happened to me? Like, what is that? How did I see myself from up above? And it kind of, and one of my girlfriends said to me, she said, I don't know if it was written in the stars that this was going to happen to you, but the words written in the stars unlocked something. I was like, maybe it was written in the stars. And what does that mean? And then a friend of mine introduced me to an energy healer.
Wow. Okay.
Have you ever been to an energy healer?
I have. One of my best friends' wife. I'll give him a shout out. Doug DeLuca. He's the executive producer of the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Oh, amazing.
Very controversial right now.
Very controversial.
And his wife, Alejandra, is a world-renowned energy healer.
Ooh, I'm interested in that.
And she has a place in Malibu, a healing place.
Yeah.
Where people go. And she's also online, but she goes to places like islands in the Philippines, all around the world. And she's world-renowned. She goes like into the jungles, like this kind of thing.
Wow.
But she's come to my home and cleaned the energy, like a lot of stuff. And she does a thing around you, and you could swear she's touching you because you feel it. And yet she never puts her hands on you. Alejandra. She's unbelievable. DeLuca, Alejandra. And she's world-renowned. So I get it. But for our audience doesn't understand, I want you to share about it. Tell us about it.
Well, to be honest, when I spoke with this woman on the phone, Valerie Maya, who's incredible, another energy healer, also Malibu. She's in Malibu too. What is it with Malibu?
It's very spiritual, I guess. There's a calling maybe, and people.
There's a calling. It's the spot. It's the.
I'm an old Jewish guy. I was called to South Florida and Boca Raton. You know what I mean? It's like a thing.
Well, I love it, but I spoke with Val on the phone, and I wasn't physically able to move yet, and this is, my spiritual belief system prior to this accident was, I will roll my eyes at you if you think you're going to do energy healing on me. Like, okay.
I get it.
That was me. And so what I really think that this accident was to wake me up.
Correct.
And be more open to, this obviously was a spiritual experience. I saw myself hovering over my body. I almost died. How can anyone explain that? And so it's like unexplainable. But then I started deep diving into spirituality. And then I think when you are a skeptic, I think it really takes someone you are close to and trust beyond even this world to really crack you open even more. And my sister-in-law, Kristen Bridge, who is also an intuitive now, but wasn't, like, she's in LA too, but she sat on my couch a year after my accident and said, I think we're all souls. I think we're in a soul family. Really? And I think we're here to learn lessons. And then when we die, we come back and we do it again. And we do it again, like, in different roles, but with the similar souls, with like a similar soul family. We come back and play different roles in each other's lives. And when she said that to me, I was just like, yeah. I've never heard that concept before. It felt right. It sounds right. It felt right.
Felt right, yeah.
And then I was just in it. And also I had this really insane experience where my friend went to had gone to a medium, and our mutual friend from high school, Tony, had come through. Tony had died a couple years prior to this, and he had been an atheist in this life. And he had said to the medium, said through the medium basically, that he wasn't wrong, but he wasn't completely right either. He said there wasn't a big guy up in the sky, but he was learning a lot of lessons. And he said he was very musically inclined. He said, tell my wife if she needs an answer, I will be in the wind. And my girlfriend said, oh, what if it's just windy, Tony? And he said, no, it's a song. The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. And it was this beautiful moment for me. And I read this. It was in an email sent to me. And I just started crying my eyes out in the kitchen because it felt real. It felt like truth. It felt like Tony. It felt like this messaging from the other side was real. And it just it shattered me. It kind of broke me open even more. And then I just feel and then I started really deep diving into, what does this mean? What is it? What really happens to us when we die? And that is one question that I always ask on my podcast is, what do you think happens when we die? Ross, what do you think happens when we die?
It's interesting that you asked me because my mind is racing. There's so many things I want to say, but it's your podcast. I have your story. But I have very strong beliefs. So when I was in prison, I studied scripture, and I was shocked to find out that Orthodox Jews from the Bible, the written word that was given to the Jews at Sinai 5,000 years ago, believe in reincarnation, and they say that there are nine worlds, and this is the lowest world. It's called Malchut. It's the world of correction. Malchut means correction. And it's base.
I'm getting chills.
And our souls are basically cut from God himself and sent down. And that's why we were created in God's image. Our bodies are made of, and the science has not proven this, the minerals and the things that comprise earth are all found to be the building blocks of our bodies, minus one particular thing, and that's what you said, consciousness, our energy, our soul, what they call the soul. Mm-hmm. And now they're finding there's something in medicine is proving that, the moment you die, all of a sudden you're like 12 pounds lighter at the moment of death, and nothing changed. And what happened? Because your life force left the body. But they believe that, your life force was put into your body, which was made from the elements of the earth. It's in the scripture. Mm-hmm. I've learned that all the answers to this world are in scripture. And make a long story short, when we pass, everything is written in the stars. Mm. That at the same time God created the earth, he created the Torah. Mm. And there is no such thing as time in God's world. Time is a creation, something that man has created so that we can understand the universe that we live in, that was given to us. Mm-hmm. I have very, very strong beliefs. There are 9 worlds, and they're just dimensions. And we move from one to the next when we pass on. Now, they talk about how to describe this. They talk about a rainbow. Have you seen a rainbow? Mm-hmm. A rainbow is like 6 or 7 different colors, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're standing in a rainbow, if you're, let's say, in the green color or the blue color, right, or the yellow color, you cannot see any other color. Mm-hmm. Yet it's right next to you. Mm-hmm. It's a dimension thing. And so that's how the sages come to understand the next worlds. And then whatever part of your soul that needs to be corrected, if it's not corrected in this lifetime, you're going to come back into this world again. You're going to relive in this world. But if something happens, and I don't know all the answers, but your soul is corrected. The second your soul is corrected, you go to the next place. That's why people die, infants die, crib death, whatever it is. I don't profess to understand it, but I do believe in this is my core understanding of what happens to us. So when I heard your story, I felt like you're somebody that has been awakened to a truth I already believe in. Mm-hmm. And meeting you, and this is the first time we've met, right? We've never spoken before. But I feel like you've been given a gift in the form of getting run over by a car while you're minding your own business.
1,000%. But isn't that wild, though? When you can take something that other people will find as a tragedy, and you can say, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Well, is it? I want to understand, is it the best thing?
I mean,
is it up there with your husband and your children?
It's up there. It's up there because without it, when I think about my mind and myself and my soul and who I was before this accident, I think we would have met. I think you would have said the same thing about me. Like, from the outside, I might not seem that different. However, internally, in my mind was turbulent before this accident.
Interesting.
I did not have a lot of peace. I was constantly running from this headspace, this like masculine energy, this like...
It's like an anxiety.
Yes. And I didn't carve out space for myself. I didn't carve out time. I grew up believing in God, but I wasn't allowing, in LA, in the hustle, it was all about what was I producing, what celebrity was I working with,
where you going, how much money you're making. I get it. 100%.
Exactly.
I get it. You're in the rat race. The rat race.
The rat race.
Now, Scarpati is your married name?
No, it's my maiden name. I didn't change it.
That's Italian.
I had an identity crisis. Yeah, I am Italian.
Okay. So I married, Stephanie Sarno from the Bronx, Italian.
I love it.
Yeah. And so I understand Italian women, I think. So if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when this happened? I know it's a bad question to ask.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was 36.
Okay. So, the fact that you were young, vibrant, healthy, right?
Yeah.
You weren't drinking too much, smoking too much, you don't do too many drugs. I mean, you're from LA, you get a pass.
I mean, I was pregnant at the time, so I wasn't doing any of that stuff.
But I'm looking at you, and you're healthy, and you were youngish, and you were healing.
Yes.
And like you say, it's a game of inches. If an inch to the left, an inch to the right, you might not be here today.
It's so true.
And
it's so true.
The child you were carrying, that you eventually gave birth to, male or female?
Little boy, Wes.
You called him Wes?
Wes, yeah, Wesley. Wes. Yeah.
Wesley.
He's 4 now. Crazy.
One day he'll understand the story more.
We do talk about it a lot in this house.
Really?
And
where do you guys live now? Where do you guys live now?
We're still in upstate New York. We never left. We never went back to LA. Ellen, by the way, took care of me when this happened.
Tell us about that. Because Ellen has a little bit of a bad rap, just so you know.
She does have a bad rap. She has a bad rap.
She's an anti-Trumper and all these different things. Tell us about Ellen. Let's hear good stuff.
Yes. Well, Ellen called me when I was in the ICU, and she was just checking in. And, it's funny because when you're in the ICU, you're hooked up to heart monitors. And so when she called, she makes me nervous. Like, she's a big deal. She makes me nervous. And my heart monitor started beeping really loud. And I was like, you're making me nervous, Ellen. But she was so sweet. And I was also working with Kristen Bell at the time, who checked in. We were doing a show for Ellen called Momsplaining. And they were wonderful. I mean, I was on disability for 8 weeks.
Well, you were working for Ellen at the time this happened?
Yes.
I didn't know that. So you were working for the Ellen DeGeneres show?
Correct.
Getting a paycheck and all these different things.
Yes.
So now this happened to one of the employees.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
And what was your role there? What is your title? And
I was supervising producer for all of her digital content. So
wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So you were overseeing digital content.
Yeah. So basically, Kim Kardashian would be on the show, and then she'd walk off the show and she'd come into my little green screen area or my little set, and we would do a bit. We would do a fun bit with her.
Okay.
And then it would go on Ellen's cross platform, all of her channels, like 300 million.
Yep.
Viewers,
exactly.
And I also produced a bunch of basically digital shorts, digital series for her that did not include Ellen. So one included Kristen Bell called Momsplaining, which we did 6 seasons of, and I did one with Ashley Graham. I don't know if you know her. She was a model.
The plus size model. Of course I do.
Yes.
And I'm a fan of Kristen Bell, just so you know as well.
Yes, and Kristen is amazing.
Love her.
Love her. She's a dream to work with. She's funny and smart and is just a joy.
And I was following Ashley Graham, which nobody knew who she was.
Yeah. So you know. So I love Ashley.
She's a beautiful, she's just beautiful, but a full body type girl. Yeah, and all of a sudden she becomes a model. I was shocked and happy for her.
Yes.
But I just know her from being on social media.
She's incredible. We did a show together called Fearless, and we did 2 seasons of that. And it was incredible. She really helped people one-on-one in these conversations. And it was just...
Now, when you do shows with a Kristen Bell or an Ashley Graham, separate apart from Ellen, let's say, what is your role in those shows?
So I was overseeing all the creative. I would produce on set, and I would oversee the edits. So there's a whole team around it, but I was very much in charge of... To be fair, the Ellen show is extremely collaborative. So there's a bunch of executive producers, there's digital executive producers, and so it's very much a collaborative pitching of ideas. Then there's writers, and so it's the team working together. But my role really was to see it from beginning to end and the through line of it, and I would pitch it once I had finished the edit, with an editor. I would pitch it to our executive producers to approve it. So
you're a real Hollywood producer. That's no other way to say it, right? Who's living in Rochester? You're not still in Rochester.
I'm now in upstate New York. I know. Well, COVID changed a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
And there's something about this accident that after I got woken up, there was every opportunity to move back there, but we had then 2 kids. And what am I going to do? I'm going to move back to LA. I was working still for the Ellen show here. They allowed me to keep my job. They would fly me out. That was the best part. I would be able to fly out. I'd be able to shoot with Kristen and have dinner with my friends that night and go to bed and have a little break from being a mom, be away for a week and be able to do everything. It was amazing.
Every mom in America wants your life.
Thank you. It was so
and every husband
great.
wants it. It makes for a good marriage, I'm just going to say.
So, I really didn't feel like I needed to be back there. And then the show ended and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I have this very unique skill set.
Correct.
What am I doing here in Rochester, New York? And then I had this really keen interest on death and dying, which is abnormal for, a woman under 40. And I found this nonprofit hospice here in Rochester with this incredible woman, also named Kristen, who runs it. She is an angel on this earth. This nonprofit hospice takes care of people who are dying, they're unhoused, they struggle with mental illness, they struggle with addiction. Nowhere else would take them, or they would die alone on the streets. And Kristen takes them in, not only takes them in, but she loves them no matter what. No matter what they've done in the past, no matter what estrangement they have with their families, no matter if they were criminals, she loves them. And she's a team of volunteers who does the same thing. And so I ended up I thought it was going to be sad. I walked into this hospice. I was like, I'm expecting it to be a depressing place. I walked in on 10 a.m. on a Thursday. It was Mimosa Thursday.
Wow. Now,
there were people
many people don't know what a hospice is.
To
explain to everybody what a hospice is, generally speaking.
Yeah, generally it's a place where you go when you get a less than 3 months prognosis
It's end of life.
on your life.
It's an end of life spot.
End of life care.
When it's over, they can't keep you in a hospital. So it's just like a terminal wing. It's like death row for prison. I mean, it's like, I hate to say it, When you go to hospice, it means sayonara.
It's over.
Sayonara joy. It's just a matter of a short period of time.
Yes. There are people that graduate from Isaiah House. There has been people that go in with a 3-month prognosis and walk out.
Listen.
You do never know.
It's God's will. What I say to you before, your expiration date is your expiration date. when your soul is corrected. If it's not, so, it's up to God. I really, truly believe in it. God is just a word. It's a 3-letter word. It's easy for me. Some people call it the universe, my higher power, the creator, Einstein, Steve Jobs.
I love it.
Brilliant men called him the creator because this was all created.
I love the creator, and that's what they say in Kabbalah, which is in the Torah, right? And I love Kabbalah. It's such a beautiful lens.
Kabbalah is not in the Torah.
Oh, it's not?
So Kabbalah is comprised of the 24 books of the Zohar. Each book is about 1,100 pages, and the ones that are available in America are in Aramaic, which is the original language of the Zohar. Hebrew, because there was Hebrew prior to this time. It was written about 1100 A.D. when a famous Jewish rabbi was hiding from the Romans. They had just taken over Israel and the Middle East. Rome conquered the world, and they were hunting down rabbis. They killed like 20,000. And this one rabbi, his son and his assistant, hid in a cave for more than 10 years. And the senior rabbi went there was a stream that ran through this cave. And he went into the stream. They would go in there to wash, to clean, to drink water, whatever. It was fresh water coming from, inside the earth. And he went in, and he was overcome with some sort of energy, enlightenment, power, whatever you want to call it. Maybe similar to what you went through. And he started to speak. And his son and the other rabbi wrote down what he was speaking. And they didn't have pens in those days, so it's interesting. How did they write it down, right? But this happened he didn't leave the stream, according to Kabbalah, for over 10 years. And he dictated the Zohar, which is 24 books, average 1,100 pages a book. I read the first close to 8 full books of the Zohar.
Oh my gosh.
When I was in prison. It was a gift that God gave me.
Wow.
And they said if Torah was God's word to mankind, the Zohar is the instruction manual.
Wow.
It explains what the Torah means.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Wow.
I've
had so many questions around Kabbalah. Yes.
It's brilliant. It changed my life.
I love that I'm figuring it out here.
That changed my life, just so you know.
I love that.
And the books of the Zohar are very, very special. And something happens when you try to read them. Something happens, something otherworldly, so you know.
I'm going to order them.
Yeah, I want you to know that. Something otherworldly will happen to you. So if you're looking for answers, Zohar.
I'm a curious girl, always looking for something.
Right, me too. I hate this. I'm a curious boy. The Zohar, that's why we were destined to meet right now. Just so you know, this was written in the stars as well.
I love it.
This was written in the stars. I want you to know that. Before millennia ago, they say at the same time the earth was created, everything was created at once. So this supreme being, this creator, blinked and it all happened. In the English translation of the Old Testament, they said he spoke it into existence. But, I've learned that the problem with scripture are the translators. Right? So if you and I write something down in some sort of code, and my director, John, decides to tell me what it means, so I'm relying on his ability to translate that. And over thousands of years of people translating. So the prayer that I love the most in the Jewish Orthodox prayers that they say 3 times every day is put your trust in God, not in man. Because man is corrupt. Man is error prone. That's why they put erasers on pencils. Man makes mistakes, even if it's not intentional. You understand? So I have very, very strong beliefs.
Oh, I love those.
Laura Scarpati.
I love him so much.
It's really cool that we're meeting like this because I have an immediate affection for you. Now, I heard you reference this hospice. It's called the Isaiah House.
Yes, the Isaiah House.
And her name is Kristen.
Kristen Kilday. She's incredible.
The caretaker.
And you will love her, honestly. If you need a guest, she's got story after story after story.
I can't even imagine.
And it underlined, and I felt like became a reason, an anchor for me in my spirituality as well, because she watches, I mean, she's been with over 600 people as they die. And she experiences not only sacredness as they are dying, but she sees something leave the body. She sees like color. She says, like oil on water. If you've seen oil on water, like the colors like that, kind of like the rainbow we were just talking about.
Yep.
She sees that either leave the mouth or the crown of the head. And she hasn't really been forthright about that because she thinks it might, scare people. But I love that. Like, if we're all energy, energy can't be destroyed.
No, it can't.
I love the idea of, you said it yourself. I had never heard that you're 12 pounds lighter at the moment of your death.
Medicine says that's 100% true.
I love that because that just also further underlines something's leaving.
They call it the soul. That's a 4-letter word. It's easy to say. It's life force, whatever you want to call it. But, something changes. Like, I know that when I was 16 years old, my father passed away. Suddenly of a heart attack. He was a big guy. He was just a bigger than life type guy. He exuded this energy, this vitality, all these different. 48 years old, 1973, dies dead of a heart attack. And they let us see the body. And we went to the funeral home, and he's laying there in a casket. And it was my dad. But he would look like there was no vitality, no life force. And I didn't understand. I was just a kid. I was in shock, all these different things. I was angry. But as a grown-up, I understand this vitality that sometimes you meet somebody, you can't put your finger on it. There's energy, but energy cannot be destroyed. Einstein posited that in his theory of relativity 100 years ago. So, I study all these things because I'm thirsty and hungry for answers. I want to understand. I mean, there's more to life than just life. That's how I look at it.
Well, that's one of the beautiful things, and Kristen says this too, about working with the dying, or even just being aware that at some point you do have an expiration date, is, she says working with the dying, it's really to help you live better and to help all of us live better. Because every day she's with someone who's going to experience the breeze against their face for the last time. The last time. Doesn't it make you appreciate then the breeze against your face? I've never thought about the breeze against my face until Kristen started talking about it like that. And now when I go outside, I feel it.
I love it. I love it. I love that. I love that analogy.
It's so good, right? And then it's like, and that's what I feel like what a near-death experience also does is I feel like I'm on borrowed time. Well, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to smile at you. I'm going to bring joy to the table. I'm not going to stew and, I wish this old little lady well that ran me over.
What a resentment. What a waste of time.
What a waste.
We have a certain amount of time. Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I said in my last podcast? It was the clips are posted today with Matthew Boyer. He was Shohei Ohtani's bookie.
Oh,
and
wow.
I say, on your tombstone, it has the day you were born, a hyphen, and the day you died. And what you do in that hyphen is what amounts up to your life.
Ooh, Ross, I just got chills.
And everybody dies. Father Time is undefeated. But Laura, not everybody lives. And so young Ross decided he wants to live. So that's why I like to say I've had a bucket list life.
Oh, I love that.
And that's my life story. And I want to taste everything. I want to experience as much as I can humanly, within reason. The United States government says I might have gone too far on a couple of things. But, that's just a judgment call on the corrupt politicians that have in Washington and the Department of Justice. But so you have become a spiritual being. Is that fair to say?
Yes, for sure. I've become, definitely very spiritually curious and interested in all things. And I believe we're all spiritual beings, even if, people don't believe that they are. I believe they are.
I get it.
Yeah,
You know,
I believe every one of us is. I believe we're all walking miracles. Every
100%.
single one.
It's a miracle of life. You know, it's really something spectacular. And you know, when I really learn a lot more about this is when I look at my children. You sort of relive your own childhood. You're reminded of different things and watching them evolve. My daughters are now 25 and 22.
Aww.
And they are literally miracles on earth. I mean, for real. For real.
I love that. That's so sweet. There's nothing like a dad talking about his daughters.
Oh, I love my daughters. The daddy-daughter
So
connection is ridiculous. That love is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you know, a man can never love a woman the way he can love his daughters. I hate to say it like that, but and the woman I married, I loved her, and I still love her. She's my ex-wife now, and that means a lot. But and that was the woman, Stephanie, that booked you.
Oh, wow.
We still work together.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's an amazing thing. And she's an extraordinary woman. And
wow,
we're
that.
We're very close. And we have these incredible daughters. It's just watching, you know, if you don't believe in miracles, have a kid. That's all I'm going to say. If you do not believe in miracles, have a child. Women know this intuitively because they carry this thing in their stomach, and next thing you know, it's, you know, a little person, then a big person, and then it takes care of you, and it puts you in hospice, it hands you over to Kristen, right? And then the Creator takes you back and recycles you. It's like rinse, wash, repeat.
Yes.
But so you're a producer, you make films. What is Chelsea Park Films? I'm very intrigued by this now.
Thank you. Well, it's my production company.
Okay.
And so I told you I went into this hospice and got really curious about death and dying and mortality. And so I ended up, you know, becoming friends with the residents that were there and turning on a camera. And they were so generous with their time and with their hearts. And they shared with me about their mortality. And it was, you know, these are conversations that I love. It's like, what, you're about to die. Like, what's on your mind? What are you what's really going on? What, are you scared? Are you happy about your life? So I ended up turning, and that plus Kristen being the most compassionate angel on this planet and her knowledge. So that became my first documentary, the Isaiah House Project. And I didn't think that I was going to be able to make a documentary all by myself, but turns out I can, and I did.
Wow!
And it did well in the festival circuit, but yeah, that kind of launched my my production company, Chelsea Park Films, and so now I make short films for organizations that are doing good in the world. So I help nonprofits and foundations, and I make videos for them, little short films that they can share at their, you know, at their fundraisers, or they can share on their website. And it fills my cup because all of these organizations are like doing the work, you know?
Right.
And I just get to bring that to life. I love it. I love being able to pull out, you know, the sound bites that are going to move people. I'd be putting it together. You said you were moved by my video.
Very much.
You know, I am a producer. Like, I know my story, and there's one thing to share my story by telling it, but I do have this unique skill set to put it into a 90-second reel and make it very poignant to be able to feel something in that 90 seconds. And so that's what I do with my production company.
I love it. I love it. And what's the name of the film that you produced with Kristen in our place?
It's called The Isaiah House Project.
And how long was that documentary?
It's a short, so it's 40 minutes. I'll send you a link.
I would love to see it. Yeah. Now I'm intrigued.
Yes, great.
Because I am now building a company called Raw Media.
Yes,
which
amazing.
Is a media company, and I've agreed to produce a film.
Amazing.
Called Blind Greed, based on a true story written by Lawrence Scott Hartman. The book is available on Amazon, but we're not trying to sell it right now.
Okay.
We're working on a bigger deal, but we had to take all the steps as if nobody wants to work anymore. See, if you do everything for somebody and then say, "Here, would you like to promote?" Oh, yeah, okay. You already did this, you already did that. You have 100,000 followers, 15 million organic eyeballs. We're ready to go. Are you interested? Basically, we did all the work. Now you just you're connected. You're in Hollywood. You want to put your name on it? Let's go. And that sort of, I understand how things work in this world. So I have no, no false notions. But really, it's so
That's exciting, though.
You figured out a way now to commercialize your talent from upstate New York. Is it still Rochester or no?
It's still Rochester.
Can I ask you, what are you doing in Rochester? Who's from Rochester? Gosh. Your husband?
I love it. But yes, he grew up in Brighton, which is a town next to where I am now.
And where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up?
Outside of Philly.
Oh, a Philly girl. Okay. Did you grow up there?
I mean, outside of Philly, so I was not in the city. But yes, I grew up there. I just want to be clear. It was definitely not in the city, but yes, the suburbs of Philadelphia.
Which suburb? I'm just curious because I know
Bucks County.
I know Bucks County.
Yeah.
All right. You're not an Eagles fan, are you?
I'm now a Bills fan. I've moved on.
I was going to say, but Rochester, there's still 518 up there. It's so cold and dark and snowy. I mean, what's it like today? It's we're almost in October.
It's 70 and sunny here.
I was going to say it's lovely day
here right now. It's so beautiful here right now. But let me tell you something. And people ask me this all the time because I lived in Los Angeles for almost 15 years, and I love LA.
Right.
I love the weather. I was always outside. I was always hiking. I was always at the beach. I love that. You can't beat it. You can't beat that weather. Rochester gets cold. It gets dark.
Freezing.
It's like that for a long part of the year. It's a good 5-6 months.
Oh, yeah.
But in this spiritual transformation that has happened, what I've realized about myself and my body is I'm not supposed to be on in the sun all year round. I'm supposed to hibernate. I'm supposed to take a season where I'm not always on.
I love it.
It's like the summer here pops off and it is so fun. And we're, back in fall, and fall for me really is, it's just, first of all, it's so beautiful here.
Beautiful up there. Beautiful. I agree with that.
You don't get this in Los Angeles.
No.
The palm trees don't change color.
I get it.
You don't hear the crinkling underneath your feet. You don't smell that crisp autumn morning. Ooh, it's so good.
I love the changing of the seasons up north.
I love it.
I grew up in the New York area, Long Island.
It's beautiful.
I went to school my freshman year at Albany.
Oh, wow. Yeah, not too far.
I know that area. And,
yeah.
I'm too old for that kind of stuff right now. You know what I mean? When it's 45 degrees, 50 degrees, the women here are wearing fur coats, boots, vests. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's freezing when it's just 70. We're like, what? And I would tell you said it's a beautiful 70-degree day there right now?
Yeah.
Try not to sit under any trees. My darling Laura, can I tell you?
Tell me.
I would be a wreck if I was your husband. Stay inside where it's safe. You know what I mean?
I mean, the odds of me getting run over again by another car is just...
The second you said that, I find my God, my creator, he has a sense of humor. You know what I mean? Just to fuck with me, he hit me again. So I've learned not to challenge him because every time I challenge him, he goes, "All right, let me show you." Just when I think things can't get worse, guess what?
Guess what? Yeah, here we go.
It's really like that. I have that sort of relationship,
I love that.
Yeah, people say to me,
do you pray? Do you pray? Do you feel like you speak with God or with guides, with spirit guides?
So people say to me, "You're Ross Mandell. You're a pretty serious type guy." He goes, "Do you really believe in God? You believe in all this stuff?" I said, "No, I don't believe in God. I know God. Things you don't have to believe in. I know him. I communicate with him all day, every day. And people that suggest that prayer doesn't work haven't prayed hard enough." So in the scripture that I believe God provided us, the Old Testament, it says that God hears the prayers of the most pained souls. And so, I just outpray you. That's what I say to the world. I know you're praying, and I have needs too. And I pray for big things. I pray to the God that created the universe in the blink of an eye. So there's nothing out of his reach. So don't be afraid to pray for specific things and big things. That's my advice to you. And, people talk about meditation, and most people don't understand. So praying is when you're talking to God. You're asking God, you communicate. Meditation is when God is answering you. So you have to be in a certain state of stillness because he's answering you all day, communicates with me all day.
Do you meditate?
Of course.
You carve out time for it? What's your practice?
It's just part of my routine and all that stuff. And I don't meditate like I don't get into a lotus position and under a tree and that sort of a thing. I have my period of Ross time of silence, and I ask him for things, and I pray, in a somewhat orthodox way. Sometimes I put on tefillin and I say all the prayers, the Hebrew prayers, and when I open my eyes, I say Modeh ani lefenecha melech chai v'kayim shechazarta bi nishmati b'kemler b'amodeteka. So imagine you're laying in bed and you're just coming to, you're waking up, and you open your eyes, and I live alone right now. It's just me and the Creator. And so I acknowledge him as soon as I open my eyes because he's looking at me. He's watching me. And everybody else, by the way. Everybody else all day, every day. But so I do. I believe, I know, I communicate, and I'm eager to see what the next world brings in an odd way. So, when I heard your story, I was like, is she real or is she just bullshit? Is she just trying to get followers? It's, clickbait, all these different things. But I'm happy to say, having met you, I could feel the truth. You experienced something that was tragic. And he spared you, he spared the baby for a reason. I don't know what that is. Only you and him know. But, it's he definitely said you're worthy of this sort of message. Some of us have to just get hit in the fucking head.
Yeah.
That's who we are. You had to get freaking run over by a car. You know what I mean? So
yes.
He got your attention.
He definitely got my attention.
And
sure.
So it's up to you now to see what you do with that opportunity. But I want to say, Laura, what a privilege it has been to spend this time with you today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Likewise, Ross. Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us where we can find you.
So good to know you.
Tell us where we can find you now.
Okay, so you can find The Woo Report at The Woo Report on Instagram, or you can follow it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube. And
it's called The Woo Report. W-O-O.
The Woo Report.
Love
W-O-O.
that.
It's all about woo-woo.
I love that. I love that.
But we're reclaiming it. We're reclaiming woo-woo. So, do you know where woo-woo comes from?
Tell us.
Well, people saying, ooh, right. Woo, about ghost stories, right?
Yep.
So it was like, oh, it's just a ghost story. But we're reclaiming it on the Woo Report. And really, what it really is, it's different modalities on how to help you heal from anything.
Interesting.
It's all healing modalities. Different things that will help you in different ways.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-woo!
And do you have a website? Is there anything we should know about?
You can go to the wooreportpodcast.com if you want to check out.
Say it slow so you speak very quickly. Slow it down.
The wooreportpodcast.com.
Okay.
You can sign up for the mailing list there.
Let's do that, everybody.
Everyone go do that. And then also chelseaparkfilms.com if you want to check out the Isaiah House Project or any of my other work. And you can buy the Isaiah House Project on there too.
I love it. Anything else you want to say? What can we expect from Laura Scarpati? The 2.0. She's 2.0 now. She's been remade.
You can expect
in the next 5
joy.
years, let's say. Next 5 years.
Mm-hmm. You can expect joy. You can expect laughing. You can expect fun. And definitely a lot more dancing and cartwheels.
I love it. Thank you so much, Laura. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
your time
Ross.
today.
So much fun talking to you. Thank you for having me.